cats are quiet little experts in calm, and learning about them can feel like sinking into a soft cushion after a long day. A cat's purr, for example, vibrates at a frequency that many people find soothing, often between 25 and 150 hertz, a range linked to relaxation and a sense of safety, which is why just hearing it can slow breathing and ease tension without you even noticing. Cats sleep for an impressive portion of their lives, often 12 to 16 hours a day, and watching them nap so deeply, paws tucked in or stretched out without a care, subtly reminds the human brain that rest is natural and necessary. Their slow blinking is another gentle signal. When a cat looks at you and closes its eyes lazily, it is a sign of trust and comfort, almost like a peaceful smile. And returning that slow blink can create a quiet moment of connection. Cats are creatures of routine, and their love for predictable patterns, same sleeping spots, same feeding times, same sunlit windows, creates an atmosphere of stability that can feel grounding to be around. Even the way cats groom themselves is calming to observe, with repetitive rhythmic movements that seem almost meditative, as if they are fully present in the moment, unconcerned with the past or future. A cat's whiskers are incredibly sensitive, helping them navigate the world gently and precisely, allowing them to move through spaces with a graceful confidence that feels reassuring to watch. Their soft paw pads act like natural silencers, letting them walk almost soundlessly, contributing to the quiet, peaceful presence they bring into a room. Cats naturally seek warm places, curling up in sunbeams or near cozy corners. And this constant search for warmth subtly encourages humans to slow down and appreciate comfort as well. The simple act of stroking a cat's fur has been shown to lower stress levels for many people, with the repetitive motion and warmth creating a sense of calm similar to deep breathing. Cats communicate largely through body language rather than noise, which means being around them often involves quiet observation, encouraging mindfulness and gentle attention. Even their meows, when soft and infrequent, can feel more like a soothing conversation than a demand, especially when they are content. Cats have an instinct to conserve energy, choosing to rest rather than rush. And this unhurried approach to life can quietly influence the pace of a household. Their eyes, large and expressive, reflect light in a way that makes them appear luminous in dim spaces, adding to their mysterious yet tranquil aura. Cats are also known for choosing spots where they feel safe, and when they curl up near someone, it is a silent compliment that can create a warm sense of belonging. They are excellent at living in the present, not dwelling on yesterday's problems or tomorrow's worries, and spending time with them can gently pull a restless mind back into the now. The sound of a cat needing a blanket, accompanied by a steady purr, often feels like a lullaby, signaling comfort and contentment. Cats can sense subtle changes in their environment, and their calm reactions to quiet spaces can encourage humans to create and protect peaceful surroundings. Even their playful moments are usually short and focused, followed by long periods of rest, reinforcing a natural rhythm of activity and relaxation. Cats are masters of finding balance, alternating between alert curiosity and deep rest, showing that both states are important and healthy. Their independence is also calming. They do not demand constant attention, allowing companionship without pressure, which can feel especially comforting to people who crave quiet company. When a cat stretches, extending its body fully before relaxing again, it visually mirrors the benefits of gentle stretching, reminding us of the importance of releasing tension. The way cats choose elevated spots to observe the world can feel serene, as if they are quietly watching life unfold without needing to interfere. Cats often synchronize their routines with the people they live with, napping when the house is quiet, and becoming gently active during calm hours, creating a shared rhythm that feels harmonious. Their soft breathing while asleep, barely noticeable, can have a calming effect similar to listening to slow waves or wind through leaves. Cats rarely overreact, even when startled. They tend to recover quickly and return to calm, offering a subtle lesson in resilience. Their presence alone can make a space feel warmer and more lived, not through noise or movement, but through stillness. Cats are creatures of comfort, choosing softness, warmth, and safety whenever possible, and being around them can quietly remind us to seek the same. Over time, simply sharing space with a relaxed cat can teach the nervous system to slow down, breathe easier, and appreciate the quiet moments that often go unnoticed, turning everyday life into something softer, calmer, and more peaceful without ever saying a word. Cats continue to offer endless pockets of calm the longer you observe them. And even the smallest details of their behavior can feel gently soothing. A cat's preference for quiet corners and hidden nooks reflects a natural understanding of boundaries, reminding us that it's okay to step away from noise and stimulation. When a cat chooses a cardboard box over an expensive bed, it highlights a simple truth about comfort not needing to be complicated, which can subtly ease the pressure to constantly seek more. Their habit of sitting near windows and watching the world pass by, birds fluttering, leaves moving, distant sounds, resembles a form of peaceful contemplation, like silent meditation without effort. Cats often mirror the emotional energy of their surroundings, becoming calmer in tranquil spaces, which can encourage humans to soften their own movements and voices. The warmth of a cat curled up nearby can feel grounding, almost like a living reminder to stay present and relaxed. Even their tails communicate gently, with slow, relaxed movements signaling ease and safety rather than urgency. Cats rarely rush their meals when they feel secure, eating slowly and then grooming themselves, reinforcing a rhythm of nourishment followed by care. Their uncanny ability to find the most comfortable spot in any room can inspire a more intentional approach to rest, choosing positions and places that truly support relaxation. When cats sit loafed with their paws tucked underneath, it signals complete trust in their environment, and simply witnessing that trust can create a feeling of safety in the room. Cats also have a remarkable talent for making ordinary moments feel quieter. Whether it's the soft sound of fur against fabric as they settle down, or the gentle thump of a tail resting on the floor, their ears rotate independently, picking up subtle sounds without the need for sudden movement, showing a calm alertness that doesn't rely on tension. Cats often pause before acting, observing first, which can remind a busy mind that not everything requires immediate response. Their playful behavior, though brief, is often light and joyful rather than chaotic, and watching it can bring a calm smile instead of overstimulation. Cats instinctively stretch after rest, arching and lengthening their bodies before relaxing again, visually reinforcing the importance of releasing stiffness slowly and gently. When a cat rests on your lap, It often settles into a steady stillness, almost as if syncing its calm with your heartbeat. The faint sound of a cat breathing through its nose while asleep can feel as comforting as a quiet night breeze. Cats are also excellent at disengaging from stress. Once a moment passes, they rarely dwell on it, returning quickly to rest or curiosity. Their fur patterns, whether striped, spotted, or solid, can be surprisingly calming to look at, with natural symmetry and softness that invites gentle attention. Cats often choose to be near people without demanding interaction, offering companionship that feels supportive rather than draining. Even the way cats clean their faces with slow, deliberate paw movements can feel hypnotic, like watching a repetitive, calming ritual. Cats tend to value consistency, and their presence can encourage a home environment that feels predictable and safe. Over time, living with a calm cat can subtly reshape daily life, making silence feel comfortable, rather than awkward, and stillness feel nourishing, rather than empty. Their quiet confidence, independence, and ability to fully relax serve as a living example of balance, gently teaching that peace doesn't have to be earned or chased. It can simply be allowed, one quiet moment at a time. Cats have an almost magical way of turning ordinary silence into something comforting rather than empty. And the longer you sit with them, the more that quiet begins to feel like a gentle embrace. A cat resting nearby often settles into a position that looks effortless, spine curved just enough, muscles loose, body completely at ease, and simply seeing that level of relaxation can signal your own body that it's safe to soften too. Cats are deeply attuned to comfort, and they instinctively move away from stress, choosing instead to linger where things feel calm, warm, and familiar. Their presence can subtly change the atmosphere of a room, making harsh edges feel softer and time seem slower. When a cat pauses mid-movement, sitting still and observing without tension, it creates a moment of shared stillness that feels grounding. Cats are excellent at conserving energy, never wasting effort, unless there's a reason, which quietly teaches that rest is not laziness, but wisdom. Even their curiosity is gentle, expressed through careful steps and focused attention rather than frantic motion. A cat's habit of curling into a tight ball while sleeping is a natural expression of self-comfort, a reminder that it's okay. Number 0. Cats seem to carry a quiet certainty that the world can be trusted to slow down if you let it, and that certainty feels like a soft exhale in any room they occupy. A cat can remain draped across a chair or floor without the slightest hint of restlessness, as if the body has found exactly where it belongs and sees no reason to argue with it. Their comfort with long, uninterrupted rest gently loosens the idea that time must always be used or filled. When a cat relaxes, its body does not merely rest on a surface. It settles into it, surrendering weight and tension until there is nothing left to hold up. Cats do not hover between states. When they rest, they truly rest. And when they are awake, they are simply awake, without urgency or overthinking. Their awareness feels wide and open, like a quiet room with windows open, where sounds come and go without causing disturbance. Even the way cats listen is calm, ears turning smoothly, attention shifting without the body tensing in response. Cats allow silence to exist without trying to improve it, and in doing so they make silence feel safe and welcoming. When a cat chooses to be near, it often does so without ceremony, settling quietly as if to say that shared space alone is enough. Their routines repeat with a gentle predictability that soothes the nervous system, returning again and again to the same resting places that hold familiarity and comfort. Cats release alertness completely once it is no longer needed, as if stress has no memory in their bodies. Their breathing during sleep is slow and steady, a quiet rhythm that seems to soften the air itself. Cats do not treat rest as something to earn. They accept it freely, trusting their bodies without doubt or guilt. They do not replay moments or prepare anxiously for what comes next. Each moment arrives, is lived fully, and then fades without resistance. Their comfort with repetition shows that peace can live in what is known, not just in what is new. Cats move only when movement feels right, and stop the instant it doesn't, honoring their limits without explanation. Their presence can make a space feel grounded and complete, even in silence. Cats do not seek stimulation to feel alive. Warmth, softness, and safety are enough. Their independence feels calming because it carries no emotional urgency or demand. When a cat sleeps nearby, there is often a sense of shared stillness, as if both of you are resting inside the same gentle pause where nothing is required. Cats transition smoothly between wakefulness and sleep, never forcing themselves in either direction, flowing naturally as the body asks. Their stillness feels full, alive with quiet awareness rather than emptiness. Cats adapt gently to change, settling into comfort wherever it can be found, without clinging or resistance. Over time, simply sharing space with a relaxed cat can quietly retrain the mind to trust stillness, to stop fearing silence, to stop filling quiet moments out of habit. Cats seem to trust deeply that calm will always return, and that trust itself feels like reassurance without words. In their unhurried movements, effortless rest and deep comfort with simply being, cats remind us that peace is not something to chase, manage, or complete, but something that already exists beneath everything, waiting patiently for us to slow our breath, soften our bodies, loosen our thoughts, and rest fully inside the present moment, exactly as it is. Cats seem to breathe in a way that quietly teaches patience, as if every slow inhale and gentle exhale is a reminder that nothing needs to happen right now. A cat can remain stretched out in perfect stillness, eyes barely open, not watching for anything in particular, simply existing in a calm awareness that feels steady and reassuring. Their ability to stay settled without boredom makes stillness feel like a place to rest rather than a gap to escape. When a cat relaxes, its body does not brace against the world. It yields to it, allowing warmth, gravity, and quiet to hold it completely. Cats never appear conflicted about resting. They trust the moment enough to sink into their awareness, feels soft and spacious, like a calm lake that reflects movement without being disturbed by it. Even their smallest adjustments are slow and deliberate, never rushed, as though time itself has widened. Cats let silence remain untouched, and in that untouched quiet, thoughts often slow down on their own. When a cat chooses to stay close, it feels like shared stillness rather than interaction, a gentle confirmation that presence alone is enough. Their repeated routines, returning to the same resting spots, curling up at the same quiet hours, create a sense of safety through familiarity, like a rhythm the body can trust. Cats release tension instantly once it is no longer useful, melting back into ease as if stress cannot cling to them. Their breathing during rest is steady and calm, subtly shaping the atmosphere around them into something softer and slower. Cats do not measure life by progress or achievement. They trust that rest and awareness are already meaningful. They do not carry moments forward or rehearse what has passed. Each moment arrives, is lived quietly, and then disappears without resistance. Their comfort with repetition shows that peace often lives in what is familiar, not in what is new. Cats move only when movement feels natural, and stop the moment it doesn't, honoring the body's limits without explanation. Their presence can make silence feel warmer, less empty, more complete. Cats do not seek stimulation to feel alive. Warmth, safety, and quiet attention are enough. Their independence feels calming because it carries no urgency or emotional noise. When a cat sleeps nearby, there is often a sense of shared rest, as if both of you are suspended inside. The same gentle pause. Cats transition smoothly between wakefulness and sleep, never forcing themselves awake, never resisting rest. Their stillness feels full, alive with subtle awareness rather than absence. Cats adapt easily to change without clinging or anxiety, settling into whatever offers comfort in the moment. Over time, simply being near a relaxed cat can gently retrain the nervous system to trust quiet, to stop filling silence, to stop rushing toward the next thing. Cats seem to know that calm always returns, and they wait for it without worry. In their steady rhythms, quiet confidence, and effortless acceptance of rest, cats remind us that peace is not something we need to create or earn, but something that has always been here, waiting patiently beneath everything, ready to be felt the moment we slow down, soften our bodies, loosen our thoughts, and allow ourselves to simply be. Cats seem to live with an unspoken trust that the world will not fall apart if they pause, and that trust gently reshapes the space around them. A cat can remain curled in the same place for hours, completely relaxed, not waiting for permission to move, not preparing for what comes next, simply allowing the moment to exist as it is. Their ease with stillness can feel like a soft signal to the nervous system that nothing urgent is required right now. When a cat rests, its body settles layer by layer, tension dissolving without effort, breath slowing into a quiet, steady rhythm that feels deeply reassuring to witness. Cats never appear conflicted about rest. They respond to comfort instantly and without guilt, trusting their bodies completely. Their awareness is calm and spacious, noticing sounds and movement without gripping onto them, allowing everything to pass through without disturbance. Even their listening feels gentle, ears turning smoothly while the rest of the body remains relaxed. Cats allow silence to remain whole, never rushing to fill it, and in doing so, they transform quiet into something safe and nurturing. When a cat chooses to stay nearby, it often does so without asking for attention, offering companionship that feels grounding simply through presence. Their routines repeat softly, returning to familiar spots that hold warmth and memory, creating a sense of continuity that calms rather than confines. Cats release alertness the moment it is no longer needed, melting back into ease as if stress cannot linger in their bodies. Their breathing during sleep is slow and rhythmic, subtly shaping the emotional tone of a room, making everything feel less sharp and more forgiving. Cats do not measure their lives by output or productivity. They trust that resting, observing, and simply existing are enough. They do not replay what has already happened or worry about what might come next. Once a moment passes, it dissolves cleanly, leaving space for whatever follows. Their comfort with repetition shows that familiarity can be deeply soothing, a place to return rather than something to escape. Cats move only when the body asks for movement and stop the instant it doesn't, honoring their own limits without explanation. Their presence can soften even the quietest room, making silence feel inhabited rather than empty. Cats do not seek stimulation to feel alive. Warmth, softness, and safety are sufficient. Their independence feels calming because it carries no urgency, no emotional demand, no need for reassurance. When a cat sleeps nearby, there is often a sense of shared rest, as if both of you are suspended inside the same gentle pause where nothing is required. Cats transition slowly between wakefulness and sleep, never forcing themselves, never resisting what the body asks for, simply flowing from one state into another. Their stillness feels full, alive with subtle awareness rather than absence. Cats adapt gently to change, settling into whatever offers comfort in the moment, without clinging or resistance. Over time, simply sharing space with a relaxed cat can quietly retrain the mind to trust stillness, to stop fearing silence, to stop filling quiet moments out. Cats seem to carry a quiet promise that nothing bad happens when you slow down, and that promise lingers gently in the air around them. A cat can spend long hours resting without a trace of impatience, not waiting for something better to happen, but fully satisfied with what already is. Their ease with stillness makes it feel safe to stop chasing stimulation and simply breathe. When a cat relaxes, its body settles completely, as if gravity itself is comforting rather than heavy. And that visible surrender can gently remind the mind that it is okay to let go. Cats do not rush toward the next moment. They inhabit the current one until it naturally fades. Their awareness remains soft and open, attentive without tension, like listening without leaning forward. Even when they watch the world, they do so calmly, eyes half-lidded, curiosity unforced. Cats allow silence to stretch without breaking it, turning quiet into something warm and supportive rather than empty. When a cat chooses to rest nearby, it feels less like company and more like shared peace, a quiet acknowledgement that presence alone is enough. Their routines repeat with a comforting rhythm, returning to the same places, the same hours of rest, creating a gentle structure that feels safe rather than restrictive. Cats release stress immediately once it is no longer useful, melting back into calm as though tension never belonged to them in the first place. Their breathing during rest is slow and even subtly influencing the emotional tone of a room, encouraging everything to soften. Cats do not judge slow days or empty hours. They accept them as part of life's natural flow. They do not replay what has already passed or imagine what might come next. When a moment ends, it ends completely. Their comfort with familiarity shows that peace often lives in what is known and repeated. Cats move only when it feels right to move, and stop the moment it doesn't, showing a deep trust in their own limits. Their presence can make quiet spaces feel safer, as if silence itself has been given permission to stay. Cats do not seek excitement to feel alive. Warmth, comfort, and calm attention are enough. Their independence feels soothing because it carries no urgency, no emotional demand, only quiet self-sufficiency. When a cat sleeps nearby, there is often a sense of shared rest, as though both of you are suspended inside the same gentle pause. Cats transition slowly between wakefulness and sleep, never forcing themselves, never resisting the body's needs. Their stillness feels full, alive with awareness rather than absence. Cats adapt easily to change without clinging or resisting, settling into whatever is comfortable in the moment. Over time, being near a relaxed cat can gently retrain the nervous system, making silence feel friendly rather than uneasy. Cats seem to trust that calm will always return, and that trust itself is deeply reassuring. In their steady rhythms, quiet confidence, and effortless acceptance of rest, cats remind us that peace is not something to earn or complete, but something that quietly exists beneath everything, waiting patiently for us to slow our breath, soften our thoughts, and rest inside the moment exactly as it is, with nothing more required. Cats seem to hold a quiet wisdom that nothing truly needs to be forced, and that wisdom settles gently wherever they choose to rest. A cat can lie in the same place while sounds drift in and out, while light fades and returns completely unbothered, as if time itself has softened around them. Their comfort with stillness makes it feel natural to stop striving, to stop scanning for the next thing, and simply exist. When a cat relaxes, its body releases all resistance, muscles loosening, breath slowing, weight sinking into warmth, showing a level of trust that feels deeply reassuring to witness. Cats do not treat rest as a pause between important moments. Rest is the moment. Their awareness remains calm and spacious, noticing without gripping, present without tension. Even their curiosity unfolds gently, with quiet observation rather than urgency. Cats allow silence to remain whole, never rushing to fill it, and in doing so, they transform quiet into something safe and comforting. When a cat chooses to be nearby, it often settles without asking for attention, offering companionship that feels steady and grounding rather than demanding. Their routines repeat softly, returning again and again to familiar places that carry warmth and memory, creating a sense of continuity that soothes the nervous system. Cats release tension immediately once it is no longer needed, melting back into ease as if stress leaves no imprint behind. Their breathing during sleep is slow and rhythmic, subtly calming the space around them, making everything feel less urgent. Cats do not measure their lives by output or achievement. They trust that being comfortable and safe is enough. They do not replay past moments or worry about what comes next. When a moment ends, it disappears cleanly, leaving room for whatever follows. Their acceptance of repetition shows that familiarity can be deeply nourishing rather than dull. Cats move only when it feels right and stop the instant it doesn't, demonstrating a natural respect for the body's limits and needs. Their presence can soften even the quietest room, making silence feel inhabited rather than empty. Cats do not seek stimulation to feel alive. Warmth, softness, and gentle awareness are enough. Their independence feels calming because it carries no urgency, no emotional noise. No need to be reassured. When a cat sleeps nearby, there is often a sense of shared rest, as if both of you are suspended inside the same peaceful pause. Cats transition slowly and smoothly between wakefulness and sleep, never forcing themselves, never resisting what the body asks for. Their stillness feels full, alive with quiet awareness rather than absence. Cats adapt gently to change without clinging or resisting, settling into comfort wherever it can be found. Over time, simply sharing space with a relaxed cat can quietly retrain the mind to feel safe in stillness, to stop fearing quiet, to stop filling silence out of habit. Cats seem to trust that calm will always return, and that trust itself is deeply soothing. In their unhurried movements, effortless rest, and deep comfort with simply being, cats remind us again and again that peace does not need to be created, earned, or defended, but already exists beneath everything, waiting patiently for us to slow our breathing, soften our bodies, release our need to control, and rest fully inside the present moment, just as gently, silently, and without any need for more. Cats seem to live with a quiet inner agreement that the world will take care of itself if given enough space, and that agreement radiates outward in a way that feels deeply calming. A cat can spend long stretches simply lying where it feels comfortable, not waiting for anything to change, not wishing to be elsewhere, fully settled in the now. Their ease with stillness can gently dissolve the feeling that time is chasing us. When a cat rests, its body relaxes in layers, tension leaving the muscles, the spine softening, the breath slowing into a steady, unforced rhythm, as though rest is not something it enters, but something it remembers. Cats do not rush themselves out of quiet moments. They stay until the moment naturally ends. Their awareness is calm and spacious, noticing without needing to act, observing without pressure. Even their listening feels relaxed, ears turning softly without the body tightening in response. Cats allow silence to exist without judgment, and by doing so they turn it into a place of comfort rather than absence. When a cat chooses to stay nearby, it often settles into a shared stillness that feels grounding, a quiet confirmation that presence alone is enough. Their daily rhythms repeat gently, creating a sense of safety through familiarity, as if returning again and again to the same calm shore. Cats release alertness instantly once it is no longer required, melting back into ease with no trace of strain, teaching that tension does not need to linger. Their breathing during rest is slow and even subtly shaping the emotional tone of a room, making everything feel less hurried and more held. Cats do not evaluate their days or measure their worth. They trust that resting, observing, and simply existing are sufficient. They do not revisit moments that have passed or project themselves anxiously into the future. Each moment arrives, is lived fully, and then disappears cleanly. Their comfort with repetition shows that peace often lives in what is familiar and known. Cats move only when the body asks for movement and stop the moment it doesn't, honoring their own limits without guilt or explanation. Their presence can soften a space instantly, making even silence feel warm, inhabited, and safe. Cats do not seek stimulation to feel complete. Warmth, softness, and quiet awareness are enough. Their independence feels soothing because it carries no urgency or emotional demand, only a steady self-trust. When a cat sleeps nearby, There is often a sense of shared rest, as if both of you are suspended in the same gentle pause where nothing is required. Cats transition slowly between wakefulness and sleep, never forcing themselves awake, never resisting rest, simply flowing from one state to another. Their stillness feels full, alive with subtle awareness rather than emptiness. Cats adapt calmly to change, settling into whatever offers comfort in the moment without clinging or resistance. Over time, being near a relaxed cat can quietly retrain the nervous system, making silence feel friendly, making stillness feel safe, making rest feel allowed. Cats seem to trust deeply that calm will always return, and that trust itself is profoundly reassuring. Cats seem to live with a deep, unspoken trust that the present moment is enough, and that trust quietly changes the feeling of any space they enter. A cat can rest without watching the clock, without checking what comes next, simply allowing the moment to hold it. Their ability to remain settled while the world continues around them makes everything feel less urgent, less sharp. When a cat relaxes, its entire body agrees with the decision, shoulders soft, spine loose, breath slow, and even, as if rest is not an action but a natural state to return to. Cats do not treat stillness as a pause between important things. Stillness itself is important. Their calm presence can make silence feel intentional, like a gentle choice rather than an absence. Even when awake, cats often exist in a state of relaxed awareness, noticing without tension, observing without needing to respond. They seem to understand that not every sound requires attention, and not every movement requires action. When a cat chooses a resting place, it commits fully, settling in as if saying, "This is enough for now." Their routines repeat softly, creating a sense of continuity that feels safe and grounding, like familiar music playing quietly in the background. Cats release alertness the moment it is no longer useful, returning to ease so completely that it feels as though stress never existed. Their breathing during rest is slow and steady, subtly influencing the rhythm of the room, inviting everything else to slow down with it. Cats do not judge quiet moments or try to improve them. They simply inhabit them. Their independence carries no loneliness, only comfort with their own presence. When a cat rests near someone, it often feels like shared calm rather than interaction, a silent acknowledgement that company can exist without conversation. Cats accept warmth, softness, and safety without seeking more, reminding us that comfort does not need to be complicated. They move when the moment asks for movement and stop when it doesn't, trusting their instincts without question. Their stillness feels alive, filled with gentle awareness rather than emptiness. Cats do not cling to the past or prepare for the future. Once a moment passes, it fades cleanly, making room for the next. Over time, being around a relaxed cat can gently teach the mind that quiet is not something to escape, but something to rest inside. In their effortless ease, patient rhythms, and deep comfort with simply existing, cats remind us that calm is not something we have to work toward, but something that returns naturally when we slow down, soften our bodies, quiet our thoughts, and allow ourselves to be fully present, with nothing to prove and nowhere else to go. Cats seem to carry a quiet assurance that nothing needs to be forced, and that assurance gently settles into the air wherever they choose to rest. A cat can remain still while the world moves around it, unconcerned with schedules or expectations. as if time itself has slowed to match its breathing. Their comfort with simply being present can ease the pressure to constantly think, plan, or react. When a cat relaxes, its body yields completely to rest, muscles softening without resistance, breath deep and unhurried, as though every part of it agrees that this moment is safe. Cats do not rush toward comfort or hesitate to accept it. They recognize it instantly and allow themselves to sink into it fully. Their awareness remains light and open, never gripping tightly to anything, allowing sounds and sensations to pass through without disturbance. Even their pauses feel intentional, like moments of quiet listening rather than waiting. Cats allow silence to exist without trying to shape it, and in doing so they make it feel spacious and supportive rather than empty. When a cat chooses to be nearby, it often settles into a shared calm without demanding attention, offering a steady presence that feels grounding and reassuring. Their routines repeat gently, returning to familiar places and patterns that create a sense of continuity and safety. Cats release tension the instant it is no longer needed, melting back into ease as if stress leaves no imprint behind. Their breathing during rest is slow and rhythmic, subtly guiding the atmosphere of a room into a calmer pace. Cats do not measure their days by what is accomplished. They trust that rest itself is valuable. They do not replay what has already happened or worry about what might come next. Once a moment passes, it dissolves cleanly, replaced by the next without emotional weight. Their acceptance of repetition shows that familiarity can be deeply soothing, a place to return rather than something to escape. Cats move only when it feels right and stop when it doesn't, demonstrating a natural respect for the body's limits and needs. Their presence can make even the quietest room feel warm and inhabited, filled with calm rather than emptiness. Cats do not seek stimulation to feel content. Warmth, softness, and safety are enough. Their independence feels peaceful because it carries no urgency or emotional noise. When a cat sleeps nearby, there is often a sense of shared stillness, as if both of you are resting inside the same gentle pause. Cats transition slowly and smoothly between states, drifting from wakefulness into sleep and back again without resistance. Their stillness feels alive, full of quiet awareness rather than absence. Cats do not cling to moments or resist change. They adapt calmly, finding ease wherever possible. Over time, simply sharing space with a relaxed cat can soften the way the mind responds to silence, turning it into something welcoming rather than uncomfortable. Cats seem to trust that peace will always return, and that trust itself is deeply reassuring. In their unhurried movements, effortless rest, and complete comfort with simply existing, cats remind us again and again that calm does not have to be earned, justified, or chased, but lives quietly beneath everything, ready to surface the moment we slow our breathing, soften our bodies, release our expectations, and allow ourselves to rest fully in the present, just as they do, gently and without any need for more. Cats seem to live as though calm is something that never leaves them, only something they return to again and again with ease. A cat can stay perfectly still while the day unfolds, not because it has nowhere to go, but because it feels no pressure to go anywhere at all. Their comfort with unbroken quiet can gently dissolve the urge to hurry, reminding the mind that nothing essential is being missed. When a cat rests, its body settles completely, weight sinking into warmth, breath slowing into an even rhythm. as if every muscle understands that it is safe to let go. Cats do not negotiate with rest or delay it. They accept it the moment it becomes available. Their awareness remains soft and spacious, never sharp or vigilant unless truly needed. Even their pauses feel purposeful, like moments of quiet listening rather than waiting for something else to happen. Cats allow silence to exist naturally, and in doing so they transform it into something supportive and full rather than empty. When a cat chooses to remain nearby, it often does so without seeking attention, offering companionship that feels grounding and steady, like sharing the same peaceful pause. Their routines repeat gently, returning to familiar spots that carry the comfort of memory and safety, creating a sense of continuity that soothes rather than confines. Cats release tension instantly once it is no longer required, melting back into ease, as if stress leaves no trace behind. Their breathing during rest is slow and rhythmic, subtly calming the atmosphere of a room, making everything feel less urgent and more settled. Cats do not measure time by achievement or productivity. They trust that resting is not wasted time but an essential part of living. They do not replay the past or prepare anxiously for the future. Once a moment ends, it dissolves cleanly, leaving space for whatever comes next. Their acceptance of repetition shows that familiarity can be deeply comforting, a place to rest rather than something to escape. Cats move only when the moment calls for movement and stop the instant it no longer does, demonstrating a natural respect for the body's limits and needs. Their presence can soften even the quietest room, making it feel warm, inhabited, and safe. Cats do not seek stimulation to feel complete. Warmth, softness, and security are enough. Their independence feels peaceful because it carries no emotional noise, no urgency, no demand. When a cat sleeps nearby, there is often a sense of shared stillness, as if both of you are resting inside the same gentle moment where nothing is required. Cats transition slowly and smoothly between wakefulness and sleep, never forcing themselves, never rushing. Their stillness feels alive, filled with quiet awareness rather than absence. Cats do not cling to moments or resist change. They adapt calmly, finding ease wherever possible. Over time, simply sharing space with a relaxed cat can soften the mind's relationship with silence, turning it into something welcoming rather than uncomfortable. Cats seem to trust that peace will always return, and that trust itself is deeply reassuring. In their unhurried movements, effortless rest, and deep comfort with simply being, cats remind us that calm does not have to be earned, justified, or chased, but exists quietly beneath everything, ready to surface the moment we slow our breathing, soften our bodies, release our expectations, and allow ourselves to exist gently in the present, just as they do, without effort, without explanation, and without any need for more. Cats seem to move through life with a gentle understanding that nothing needs to be hurried, and that understanding quietly reshapes the feeling of every space they inhabit. Cats seem to move through the day with a quiet faith that nothing important will be lost by slowing down. A cat can remain settled in one place while light changes and sounds drift by, completely untroubled, as if the moment itself is enough. Their ease with stillness can gently quiet the urge to fill time with activity. When a cat rests, its body relaxes without reservation, shoulders soft, limbs loose, breath slow, trusting that rest is safe. Cats do not bargain with comfort or delay it. They accept it the instant it appears. Their awareness stays light and open, noticing without clinging, present without strain. Cats allow silence to stretch naturally, and in that stretch, thoughts often soften on their own. When a cat chooses to be near, it offers calm company, rather than conversation, a shared pause that asks for nothing. Their routines repeat without becoming rigid, creating a steady rhythm that feels reassuring and familiar. Cats release tension completely once it is no longer needed, returning to ease as though stress leaves no trace. Their movements, when they happen, are smooth and economical, never rushed, never excessive. Cats seem content with small comforts, warmth, softness, familiarity, and that contentment can quietly reframe what feels necessary. Their breathing during rest is slow, and even subtly guiding the atmosphere toward calm. Cats do not resist quiet moods. They settle into them as easily as sleep. Over time, sharing space with a relaxed cat can make stillness feel kinder and more welcoming. In their gentle pacing, quiet confidence, and effortless acceptance of rest, cats remind us that calm is not something to chase or prove, but something that naturally returns when we allow ourselves to pause, breathe, and simply be where we are. Cats seem to embody a form of calm that feels ancient and instinctive, as if they have always known that the world does not need to be rushed or controlled. A cat can spend hours resting in the same place, completely content, watching light shift across the floor or shadows move along the wall, never appearing bored or restless, simply present. Their comfort with stillness gently challenges the human urge to always be doing something, reminding us that existing quietly is enough. When a cat rests, its body relaxes fully into the surface beneath it, muscles loose, breathing slow, and even as though every part of it has agreed that there is nothing to defend against. Cats do not delay rest or feel guilty about it. They respond immediately to the body's signals, trusting those signals without question. Their movements slow naturally when they feel safe, creating a smooth, flowing quality that feels calming to watch. Even their alertness has softness to it, awareness without tension, attention without strain. Cats allow silence to exist without filling it, and by doing so, they make silence feel warm and intentional rather than empty. When a cat chooses to stay near someone, it often settles quietly without demanding interaction, offering companionship that feels steady and grounding rather than overwhelming. Their routines repeat gently, sleeping in familiar spots, returning to favorite places, creating a sense of predictability that feels safe and comforting. Cats release tension the moment it is no longer needed, melting back into rest with no lingering stress, as if alertness leaves no residue behind. Their breathing during rest is slow and rhythmic, subtly influencing the atmosphere of a room, making everything feel calmer and more settled. Cats are comfortable letting time pass without marking it, trusting that nothing important will be missed by slowing down. They do not rehearse the past or anticipate the future. Once a moment ends, it disappears cleanly, replaced by whatever comes next. Their acceptance of repetition shows that familiarity can be soothing rather than boring. Cats move only when it feels right, and stop the instant it no longer does, demonstrating a natural respect for limits and comfort. Their presence can soften a space, making even quiet rooms feel inhabited and safe. Cats do not seek stimulation to feel fulfilled. Warmth, softness, and familiarity are enough. Their independence feels calming because it carries no emotional noise or urgency. When a cat sleeps nearby, there is a sense of shared stillness, as though both of you are resting inside the same quiet moment. Cats transition gently between states, drifting from wakefulness to sleep and back again without resistance or abruptness. Their silence feels alive, full of awareness rather than absence. Cats do not cling to moments or resist change. They adapt quietly, finding ease wherever possible. Over time, simply being around a relaxed cat can reshape how the mind responds to stillness, turning it into something safe and restorative rather than uncomfortable. Cats seem to trust that peace will return whenever it is needed, and that trust itself feels deeply reassuring. In their unhurried movements, effortless rest, and deep comfort with simply being, cats remind us again and again that calm is not something to earn or chase, but something that naturally emerges when we allow ourselves to slow down, soften our bodies, quiet our thoughts, and rest inside the present moment, just as they do, without explanation. Cats seem to live as if they already know that nothing essential is ever truly urgent, and that quiet confidence flows gently into the spaces they occupy. A cat can remain still for hours, not frozen or withdrawn, but deeply settled, body loose and breathing slow, as though rest itself is a natural habitat. Their comfort with long pauses makes time feel less sharp and demanding, softening the pressure to constantly move forward. When a cat lies down, it does so with complete commitment, adjusting once or twice until everything feels right, then releasing into stillness without restlessness. Cats do not resist the present moment. They meet it exactly as it is and relax inside it. Their awareness is calm and spacious, noticing without gripping, present without urgency. Even their smallest movements feel deliberate and gentle, conserving energy without effort. Cats allow silence to stretch naturally, and in that silence, the mind often begins to slow on its own. When a cat chooses to be near, it offers quiet companionship rather than interaction, a shared sense of ease that asks for nothing in return. Their routines repeat softly, returning again and again to familiar places, creating a sense of safety through continuity. Cats release tension completely once it is no longer needed, melting back into rest as if stress leaves no imprint behind. Their breathing during sleep is slow and rhythmic, subtly guiding the atmosphere around them into calm. Cats do not measure time by productivity. They trust that resting is as meaningful as moving. Their acceptance of repetition shows that familiarity can be deeply soothing rather than dull. Cats move only when it feels right to move and stop the instant it no longer does, demonstrating a natural respect for comfort and limits. Their presence can make a room feel warmer and more grounded, even without sound or motion. Cats do not chase stimulation. Warmth, softness, and safety are enough. Their independence feels peaceful because it carries no emotional noise or demand. When a cat sleeps nearby, there is a sense of shared quiet, as if both of you are resting inside the same gentle pause. Cats transition slowly and smoothly between states, drifting from wakefulness to sleep and back again without resistance. Their stillness feels alive, filled with quiet awareness rather than emptiness. Cats do not cling to moments or resist change. They adapt calmly, finding ease wherever possible. Over time, being near a relaxed cat can gently reshape how stillness feels, turning it into something welcoming instead of uncomfortable. Cats seem to trust that peace will always return, and that trust itself is deeply reassuring. In their unhurried movements, effortless rest, and complete comfort with simply being, cats remind us that calm does not arrive after everything is finished, but exists quietly beneath everything, ready to return the moment we stop pushing, slow our breathing, soften our bodies, and allow ourselves to exist without needing to do, fix, or become anything at all. Cats seem to move through life with an unshakable sense that everything will settle on its own if given enough quiet, and that belief alone feels calming to be around. A cat can lie still while hours pass, light shifting slowly across the room, sounds coming and going completely unbothered, as if time itself has lost its urgency. Their comfort with stillness makes it feel safe to stop trying to fill every moment. When a cat rests, its body relaxes, fully muscles loose, breath slow and steady, showing no trace of vigilance or worry, as though the environment has earned its trust completely. Cats do not hesitate when it comes to comfort. They recognize it instantly and sink into it without doubt or guilt. Their movements slow naturally when they feel at ease, turning even simple actions into smooth, flowing gestures that feel gentle to watch. Even their awareness is soft, never sharp or strained, simply present enough to notice what matters. Cats allow silence to exist without questioning it, and in doing so, they make it feel warm, intentional, and safe rather than empty. When a cat chooses to stay nearby, it often does so without seeking attention, offering companionship that feels steady and grounding, like sharing the same quiet pause. Their routines repeat in a way that feels comforting rather than monotonous, returning again and again to familiar spots that carry a sense of safety. Cats release tension the moment it is no longer needed, melting back into rest as if stress leaves no residue behind. Cats seem to exist in a steady rhythm that never rushes ahead of itself, as though they trust that everything will arrive when it needs to. A cat can remain perfectly still, eyes gently closed, body loose and unguarded, not because it is tired of the world, but because it feels completely at home in it. Their ease with long, quiet moments makes time feel less demanding and more forgiving. When a cat chooses a place to rest, it settles there fully, without fidgeting or second-guessing, showing a kind of confidence in comfort that feels deeply reassuring. Cats do not fill space with unnecessary movement. They allow stillness to breathe, and in that breathing, calm naturally grows. Their presence often makes a room feel softer, as if the air itself has slowed. Even when awake, cats rest in a state of gentle awareness, alert enough to notice, relaxed enough to remain at ease. They seem to understand that nothing needs to be forced, that rest and awareness can exist together without conflict. When a cat sleeps nearby, there is a sense of shared quiet, a feeling that the moment is complete just as it is. Cats do not push through discomfort or ignore their needs. They respond with rest, trusting that this is the most natural solution. Their bodies relax deeply, melting into warmth and softness without resistance. Cats rarely carry tension from one moment into the next. Once alertness is no longer needed, it fades away completely. Their comfort with repetition creates a steady sense of familiarity that feels safe and grounding. Cats do not rush transitions. They drift gently from stillness to movement and back again, showing that change does not have to be abrupt. Their silence feels intentional, full of presence rather than absence. Over time, being near a calm cat can gently retrain the mind to rest without guilt, to sit with quiet without unease. In their effortless stillness, unhurried movements, and deep trust in rest, cats remind us that calm is not something distant or rare, but something always close, waiting patiently for us to slow down enough to notice it and settle into it, just like they do. Cats seem to understand that peace is not fragile, that it doesn't disappear if nothing happens for a while. A cat can lie quietly as daylight shifts across the room, completely unconcerned with the passing hours, resting as though time itself has softened. Their comfort with long stretches of stillness makes it feel natural, even nourishing, rather than dull. When a cat rests, its entire body relaxes into the surface beneath it. Muscles loose, breathing slow, as if the world has proven itself safe enough to trust. Cats do not chase comfort. They recognize it instantly and settle into it without hesitation. Their movements are never sharp or frantic when they feel at ease, only smooth and measured, conserving energy without effort. Even their pauses feel intentional, like moments of quiet listening rather than waiting. Cats allow silence to remain untouched, and in doing so they make it feel supportive instead of empty. When a cat chooses to stay close, it often does so without seeking attention, offering companionship that feels steady and calming rather than demanding. Cats rest whenever they need to without apology or explanation, showing that listening to the body can be simple and kind. Their awareness stays gentle, never gripping or anxious, just present enough to notice what matters. Cats do not rehearse the day or anticipate tomorrow once a moment ends. It releases cleanly, leaving no residue behind. Their acceptance of routine creates a quiet sense of stability, a rhythm that feels safe and predictable. Cats do not resist quiet moods. They settle into them as easily as they settle into sleep. Their breathing during rest is slow, and even subtly influencing the space around them to slow as well. Being near a calm cat can make the world feel less urgent, less demanding, as if there is suddenly more time than expected. Cats do not need stimulation to feel content. Warmth, familiarity, and stillness are enough. Over time, their effortless ease can gently teach that rest does not need justification, and that calm does not need to be earned. In their steady presence, soft awareness, and complete comfort with simply existing, cats remind us that peace is not something we reach after everything is done, but something that lives quietly in the background, ready to return the moment we allow ourselves to slow down and rest inside it. Cats seem to carry an unspoken reassurance that everything will settle if given enough quiet. A cat can remain motionless while the world shifts around it, completely untroubled, as if it knows that movement is optional, not mandatory. Their comfort with simply staying where they are can make a restless space feel anchored and calm. When a cat rests, its body follows gravity without resistance, sinking into softness as though there is nothing to guard against. Cats do not appear to worry about whether rest is deserved. They take it naturally, trusting their instincts without question. Their awareness is light and flexible, never gripping tightly to anything. allowing thoughts and sensations to pass without disturbance. Cats often seem to listen to silence itself, responding not with action but with stillness. When a cat shares a quiet space, it does so without expectation, offering companionship that feels steady and gentle rather than demanding. Their slow, unhurried breathing during rest can subtly invite nearby minds to slow as well, creating a shared rhythm of ease. Cats do not rush transitions. Waking unfolds gradually, and returning to rest happens just as smoothly. Their acceptance of repetition brings comfort, as familiar places and routines become reliable anchors of calm. Cats do not cling to stimulation. They are satisfied with warmth, softness, and the simple safety of being. Their movements, when they happen, are economical and smooth, free from urgency. Cats rarely seem conflicted about what to do next. They respond to the present and then release it completely. Over time, their quiet way of existing can gently soften the mind, making stillness feel welcoming rather than uncomfortable. In their patience, ease, and deep trust in rest, cats quietly remind us that calm is not something to manufacture or chase, but something that naturally returns when we allow ourselves to slow down, settle in, and exist without resistance. Cats seem to live as though calm is the default state of the world, not something that has to be recovered after stress. A cat can sit through long, quiet hours without shifting, eyes relaxed, body settled as if it knows that nothing urgent is being asked of it. Their comfort with unbroken quiet can make the mind stop searching for distractions. When a cat rests, it does not hover on the edge of movement. It commits fully to stillness, allowing the body to soften completely. Cats do not question rest or negotiate with it. They accept it immediately, trusting that pausing is always allowed. Their presence often feels like a gentle anchor in a room, grounding everything without effort. Even their alertness has no sharp edges. It is calm, spacious, and unforced. Cats seem to understand that awareness does not require tension, that noticing can happen softly. When a cat chooses a resting place, it settles into it as if the choice is final, removing any sense of indecision or restlessness. Their silence feels settled, never anxious, never empty. Cats move only when it feels right to move, and stop the moment it no longer does, creating a rhythm that feels natural and kind to the body. They release moments cleanly, never carrying one into the next, returning again and again to ease. The way cats accept warmth, familiarity, and comfort without seeking more can quietly reshape priorities, reminding us that enough is. Their steady breathing during rest creates a sense of continuity, like a calm tide moving in and out without urgency. Cats do not resist boredom, because they do not experience stillness as boredom at all. It is simply a place to rest inside. Over time, being near a relaxed cat can make silence feel safer, slower, and more forgiving. In their quiet trust, gentle awareness, and complete acceptance of rest, cats remind us that calm does not arrive at the end of effort, but lives quietly beneath everything, waiting patiently for us to stop pushing and allow ourselves to settle into it. Cats seem to carry a deep certainty that the world does not need constant attention, and that certainty gently settles everything around. A cat can remain completely at ease, while nothing happens, as if stillness itself is a place to rest. Their comfort with long, uninterrupted quiet makes it feel safe to stop scanning for the next task or worry. When a cat rests, it does so without hesitation, allowing its body to soften fully, trusting the surface beneath it and the space around it. Cats do not rush comfort or second guess it. Once they find it, they stay. Their movements slow naturally when they feel calm, turning even simple actions into smooth, unforced gestures. Cats allow moments to end without holding onto them, releasing alertness the instant. It is no longer needed. Their awareness is spacious rather than sharp, attentive without pressure. When a cat shares a quiet space, it feels like a mutual pause rather than an interaction. Companionship without effort. Cats rest whenever their bodies ask for it, showing that listening inward can be simple and kind. Their acceptance of repetition, returning to the same spots, the same rhythms, creates a sense of safety that feels deeply grounding. Cats do not resist silence. They inhabit it comfortably, making it feel warm instead of empty. Their breathing during rest is slow and steady, subtly calming the air around them. Cats do not fill time to justify it. They trust that time can pass. Cats seem to soften the passage of time just by being nearby, as if their calm presence gently stretches moments so they don't rush past. A cat can spend long stretches simply resting with eyes half closed, not asleep yet, not fully alert, existing in a peaceful in-between state that feels deeply reassuring to witness. Their comfort with silence teaches that quiet does not need to be filled, that it can be something to sink into and enjoy. When a cat settles into a familiar spot, there's a sense of ritual to it, as though the space itself has been blessed with rest. Cats instinctively move away from tension, choosing warmth, softness, and safety. And that constant choice subtly encourages others to do the same. The way their bodies naturally curl and uncurl during rest shows a deep awareness of comfort, adjusting only when needed and never more than necessary. Even their alertness is gentle. They notice the world without bracing against it. Cats often pause before reacting, allowing the moment to unfold rather than rushing to meet it. Their steady presence can make late nights feel less heavy and quiet mornings feel more peaceful. When a cat rests near you, there's no demand for conversation or explanation, just shared stillness that feels supportive and grounding. Cats are masters of conserving emotional energy, never carrying stress longer than required, and returning quickly to calm once a moment passes. Their subtle sounds, the faint exhale of breath, the soft shift of fur, the nearly silent steps, blend into the background like a natural lullaby. Cats accept comfort without guilt, resting whenever they need to, reminding us that rest is not something to postpone. The warmth they give off while sleeping feels steady and reassuring, like a living reminder that calm can be physical as well as mental. Cats don't seek perfection in their surroundings, only ease, and that simplicity can feel freeing to be around. When they choose to stay close, it feels like quiet trust rather than obligation. Their eyes, when relaxed, reflect contentment rather than vigilance, signaling that everything is okay in that moment. Cats often remain calm during long stretches of inactivity, showing that nothing happening can still be deeply satisfying. Over time, sharing space with a relaxed cat can gently rewire how the mind responds to stillness, turning it into a place of safety rather than discomfort. In their unhurried movements, quiet confidence, and natural ease with rest. Cats remind us that calm is not something we need to chase or earn, but something that already exists, waiting patiently, like a cat curled up peacefully in the corner of the room. Cats seem to carry a deep instinctive permission to rest, and being near them can feel like receiving that permission yourself. A cat can remain perfectly content doing absolutely nothing, stretched out or curled in without boredom or guilt, simply existing in comfort. Their ability to relax fully, even in shared spaces, creates a quiet reassurance that the environment is safe. Cats often choose to rest where they can feel gentle vibrations, warmth or familiarity, showing an intuitive understanding of what soothes the body. The way they slowly shift position while resting, never abrupt, always unhurried, feels like a physical expression of patience. Cats do not resist stillness. They lean into it, allowing moments to pass without filling them with noise or movement. Their calm acceptance of long pauses can subtly teach that silence is not something to escape. When a cat lies close, even without touching, it can feel like quiet companionship that asks for nothing and gives reassurance just by being there. Cats naturally slow their breathing when relaxed, and that steady rhythm can quietly influence nearby hearts and minds to slow as well. Their presence during quiet hours, especially at night, can make darkness feel softer and less empty. Cats rarely hold tension in their bodies for long. Once a moment of alertness ends, they melt back into ease, muscles loosening, as if stress never existed. Their preference for predictable routines creates a gentle sense of order that feels stabilizing rather than restrictive. Even their curiosity unfolds calmly, with careful observation before action, reminding us that rushing is rarely necessary. Cats do not seek to control their surroundings. They adapt to them, finding peace wherever possible. When they groom themselves, it feels like a personal reset, a return to balance through simple, repetitive care. Their fur carries warmth that feels steady and grounding, not stimulating but quietly comforting. Cats often rest with their paws tucked in, conserving warmth and energy, visually reinforcing the idea of self-protection without fear. Their ability to be alone without distress shows that solitude can be peaceful rather than lonely. Cats don't rehearse worries or anticipate problems. They respond only to what is happening now, and then let it go. Over time, being around a calm cat can gently change the way the mind responds to quiet, teaching that stillness is not emptiness but rest. In their effortless calm, gentle awareness, and deep comfort with simply being, cats remind us that relaxation is not something to achieve or deserve, but something natural that returns when we allow ourselves to slow down and share the quiet. Cats seem to move through life as if they already know that everything important can wait. A cat will often pause mid-step, not because it is unsure, but because it is fully aware of where it is, breathing calmly before continuing, and that pause alone can feel soothing to watch. They are comfortable letting moments stretch out, allowing time to pass without trying to control it. When a cat settles into a nap, its face softens completely, whiskers relaxed, jaw loose, body heavy with trust, and that total surrender to rest can quietly remind the nervous system that it is safe to let go. Cats don't measure their worth by productivity, They rest when they need to and move when they want. Existing without apology, their presence can make a room feel lived in but not busy, warm but not loud. Cats often sit facing away from people they trust, a gentle signal that they feel no need to stay alert, which creates a shared sense of security. Even their curiosity feels calm, expressed through slow head tilts and steady observation rather than frantic motion. Cats instinctively choose balance, alternating between brief bursts of play and long stretches of stillness, showing that energy and rest naturally belong together. The quiet weight of a cat resting near you can feel grounding, like a reminder of gravity and warmth in the present moment. Their acceptance of silence makes it feel comfortable instead of awkward, full instead of empty. Cats rarely anticipate the future or replay the past. They respond to what is happening and then release it, returning to ease. When a cat sleeps through household sounds without disturbance, it reinforces a feeling of stability and safety. Their gentle routines, resting, grooming, observing, flow without urgency, creating a rhythm that feels natural and calming. Cats do not demand emotional explanations. Their companionship exists without judgment, offering presence rather than solutions. Even the way they stretch slowly after waking, lengthening and relaxing without strain, feels like a physical reminder to move gently through life. Cats are masters of comfort, choosing softness, warmth, and familiarity whenever possible, and being near them can quietly shift priorities toward rest and ease. Over time, their calm way of living can change how quiet moments are perceived, turning them into places of restoration rather than discomfort. In their stillness, patience, and effortless self-trust, cats remind us that peace is not something we need to search for. It is something that naturally appears when we stop rushing and allow ourselves to exist, quietly and fully, just as we are. Cats seem to exist in a gentle agreement with the world, never fighting the moment they are in, only adjusting themselves until it feels right. A cat can sit quietly for a long time, eyes soft, body relaxed, as if listening to something deeper than sound. And that quiet attention can feel like an invitation to slow your own thoughts. They do not rush comfort. They wait until it arrives naturally, often curling into it as though it was always meant for them. When a cat lies down, it does so with intention, choosing the exact spot where warmth, safety, and ease meet, reminding us that comfort is something we can choose too. Their calm does not come from effort, but from acceptance, and that makes it feel especially restful to be around. Cats allow themselves to rest fully, without checking the time or worrying about what comes next. Even their awareness is soft, never sharp or anxious, just present enough to notice what matters. The way a cat's body relaxes completely during sleep, limbs loose and breathing slow, shows a deep trust in its surroundings, and that trust can quietly spread through the room. Cats are unbothered by long stretches of nothing happening. They seem to understand that stillness itself has value. Their companionship is quiet and steady, offering closeness without pressure, presence without expectation. When a cat chooses to stay near you, it feels like a calm acknowledgement rather than a demand, something that gently settles the heart. Cats move through transitions slowly, never forcing themselves from rest into action, easing into wakefulness, and easing back into sleep. Their simple pleasures, warmth, softness, familiarity, feel grounding and remind us that peace often lives in small things. Cats do not cling to stress. Once alertness is no longer needed, they release it completely, returning to ease without carrying residue. Their calm reactions to everyday sounds make a space feel stable and safe. Cats have a way of making time feel less sharp, as if the edges of the day soften whenever they settle into a quiet corner. Watching a cat simply sit and listen, ears gently turning toward distant sounds, can feel like an invitation to slow your own thoughts and notice the world without reacting to it. Their calm alertness is never tense. It's relaxed, patient, and grounded. Cats often choose to rest close to walls, furniture, or people, instinctively creating a sense of security, and that quiet sense of being protected can extend to anyone sharing the space. When a cat breathes slowly during sleep, chest rising and falling in an even rhythm, it can naturally guide nearby, breathing into a slower, steadier pattern. Cats are experts at finding stillness, even in busy homes, curling up and remaining undisturbed, while life moves around them, subtly reminding us that peace doesn't require everything to stop. Their independence is soothing because it comes without coldness. They enjoy closeness, but don't cling, offering companionship that feels balanced and respectful. The way cats pause before lying down, circling once or twice to find the perfect position, shows a mindful attention to comfort that feels almost ceremonial. Even their silence feels intentional, never empty, but full of calm awareness. Cats often nap in patches of sunlight, absorbing warmth with closed eyes, and that simple act can inspire a quiet appreciation for light, warmth, and rest. When a cat gently places a paw on you while resting, it feels like a small anchor, grounding you in the present moment. Their whiskers twitch softly during dreams, hinting at a rich inner world that remains peaceful rather than restless. Cats rarely force themselves into situations they don't enjoy, modeling a gentle form of self-respect that feels reassuring to witness. Their movements are economical and smooth, never rushed, creating a sense of flow rather than urgency. A cat sitting calmly during rain or nighttime quiet can make the world outside feel less lonely and more serene. They are masters of routine rest, returning again and again to familiar calm, teaching that comfort can be built through consistency. When cats clean themselves after eating or play, it feels like a natural closing ritual, signaling completion and relaxation. Their soft fur muffles sound, adding to the quiet atmosphere they bring into a room. Cats often close their eyes when content, trusting completely, and that visible trust can create a feeling of emotional safety nearby. Even their presence during moments of sadness can feel steady and non-judgmental, as if they are simply there to share the silence. Over time, living alongside a calm cat can reshape how silence is perceived, turning it into something warm rather than awkward. Cats don't chase peace, they inhabit it naturally, and by sharing space with them, we are gently reminded that calm is not something to achieve, but something to return to again and again, in the quiet spaces between thoughts. Cats seem to understand something fundamental about rest that humans often forget, and simply watching them exist can feel like a quiet lesson in easing the mind. A cat will often choose the same peaceful spot day after day, not out of habit alone, but because it feels right. And that consistency creates a sense of calm familiarity in the space around them. When a cat lies on its side with its belly exposed, It is a sign of deep trust and safety, and witnessing that vulnerability can soften the atmosphere of an entire room. Cats often pause to listen to the world rather than rush through it, absorbing sounds and movement with gentle curiosity instead of tension. Their presence can make even a noisy environment feel quieter, as if they absorb excess energy and leave behind stillness. The way cats settle themselves before sleep, tucking paws, adjusting tails, and relaxing their muscles, shows a mindful transition from activity to rest that feels soothing to observe. Cats are naturally warm, and when they rest close by, that warmth can feel comforting and grounding, like a living source of calm. Their slow, deliberate movements create a visual rhythm that feels steady and reassuring, never hurried or abrupt. Cats rarely overfill a space with noise. Instead, they add a quiet sense of life that feels balanced and gentle. When a cat chooses to sit near you without asking for anything, it can feel like silent companionship at its purest. Their eyes often soften when content, half closed and relaxed, reflecting a state of ease that can be contagious. Cats instinctively avoid unnecessary conflict, preferring to retreat and rest rather than engage in chaos, modeling a peaceful approach to stress. Their playful moments are brief and joyful, followed by deep rest, reinforcing the natural cycle of movement and stillness. A cat's steady purr can feel like a low, constant vibration of reassurance, filling the quiet without disturbing it. Even their breathing while awake is often slow and calm, signaling a nervous system at ease. Cats are experts at being alone without being lonely, showing that solitude can be nourishing rather than empty. When they groom themselves, the repetitive motion feels like a personal ritual of care and reset. Their ability to find comfort in small, simple spaces can gently remind us that peace doesn't require excess. Cats often sense when a space is calm and choose to remain there, reinforcing tranquility just by staying still. Over time, sharing life with a relaxed cat can subtly change how moments are experienced, making silence feel full, rest feel natural, and stillness feel safe. In their quiet, unassuming way, cats show that calm is not something to chase or force, but something that grows naturally when we allow ourselves to slow down, breathe, and simply be. Cats seem to carry a quiet understanding of peace within them, as if calm is their natural language. When a cat settles into a room, it often chooses a place where it can observe without being overwhelmed, creating a balance between awareness and rest that gently influences the atmosphere. Their ability to sit completely still for long stretches, simply watching dust float in the light or shadows move across the wall, can feel deeply reassuring, as though nothing else needs to happen in that moment. Cats instinctively slow their movements when they feel safe, and that slow, deliberate grace can subtly invite nearby minds to do the same. The softness of their fur, paired with the warmth of their bodies, creates a sensory comfort that feels grounding and steady rather than stimulating. Cats rarely waste energy on unnecessary reactions, choosing instead to respond only when it truly matters, which quietly models emotional efficiency and calm control. When a cat chooses to sleep near you, even without touching, it creates a sense of shared rest, as if both of you are participating in the same quiet pause. Their habit of pausing midday to nap reminds us that rest does not need to be earned through exhaustion, but can simply be part of living well. Cats are incredibly present creatures. They do not multitask or rush. And this single-minded presence can gently pull scattered thoughts back into the now, the way cats adjust themselves slightly while resting, shifting a paw, curling a tail, relaxing their jaw, shows a constant tuning into comfort that feels mindful and intentional. Even their silence feels alive, filled with awareness rather than emptiness. Cats often mirror calm energy, becoming quieter when their surroundings are peaceful, reinforcing a sense of stillness without effort. Their eyes, when relaxed, move slowly and softly, never darting unless curiosity is sparked, creating a visual sense of ease. Cats naturally respect their own limits, stepping away when overstimulated and returning when calm, demonstrating healthy boundaries without conflict. The gentle weight of a cat resting against you can feel stabilizing, like an anchor keeping you grounded in the moment. Their daily rhythms, resting, grooming, observing, and lightly playing, flow smoothly without urgency, offering a quiet example of balance. Cats don't seek to fill silence, they seem to enjoy it, making it feel safe and comfortable rather than awkward. Over time, being around a calm cat can reframe how stillness is experienced, turning it into something nurturing rather than unsettling. In their quiet confidence and unhurried way of being, cats remind us that life does not always need to be loud, fast, or full to be meaningful, and that sometimes the most relaxing moments are the ones where nothing happens at all, except a shared sense of peace gently unfolding. Cats carry a softness in the way they exist that seems to lower the volume of the world around them. A cat can lie still for long periods, not out of boredom but out of contentment, fully comfortable with doing nothing at all. That ease with stillness can quietly reassure a restless mind that it's okay to pause. When a cat settles into sleep, its body becomes loose and heavy, completely surrendered to rest, and that visible trust can gently encourage others to let go of tension too. Cats often choose the same calm places again and again, reinforcing a feeling of safety through familiarity. Their presence rarely feels intrusive. Instead, it blends into the background like a warm, steady hum. Even when awake, cats often rest with relaxed muscles and half-closed eyes, existing in a peaceful middle state between alertness and sleep. The gentle sound of a cat shifting position, fabric rustling softly beneath them, adds a quiet sense of life without disturbing the calm. Cats instinctively avoid unnecessary effort, choosing the most efficient and comfortable way to move, which gives their actions a smooth, flowing quality. Their independence feels soothing because it comes without emotional noise or expectation.